Hi guys, it's Bob from Greybeard Models. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a busy few days actually. For those of you that follow the channel know I like my cricket, and it's the second day of the fourth test between England and Australia. It's very important game. So I'm sort of half watching that. It's also Middlesex versus Surrey, and Surrey is my county team. That's actually on today as well, so I'm sort of half watching that on the YouTube stream. So you know, very busy with that. And on the modelling front, hopefully you will have seen a video that I put up this morning, which is the Airfix Bond Bug kit, which has just come out to me today. It's been re-released. It's an old kit from 1975, and it's been released in a vintage range, so I'm looking forward to building that. Actually, it's a really nice little kit. But anyway, that's all that stuff. So in my last video with regards to the Confederate artillery, I asked a few questions about, where's he gone, this chap, this sort of chappie here, and he had a a saber. Not pirate. He had a saber in his hand, and I wasn't convinced with that. And you guys out there came back with some brilliant comments, some advice, some thoughts on it, all of that sort of stuff, which is great, which is what this is all about, isn't it? You know, sharing information, sharing the love and all that. So I've gone ahead, and as you just spotted, I've done some changes to him, and we're going to go on and do some more stuff with the figures and whatnot. So we're doing really well with that. I've got some progress with that, and I think best thing to do is we'll get over to the bench and we'll see how we've got on. So after the last video and the answers that I got, I decided that what I was going to do, this was the rider that had the saber. So what I've done is actually cut the saber off, and so his hand is sort of saber less, as it were. And what we've got to do is just do a little bit of a tidy up around here. And I think what I'm going to do is put like a crop, a riding crop or a short whip, something like that, something that he would use to help drive the horses rather than defend his position. Now the saber itself, obviously that's a little bit malformed now, so what I'll do is I shall trim it so that it fits at the top of the scabbard, and then add a piece of material here to create the handle. So I'm just going to alter this figure somewhat, just so that he's still got his saber, but yeah, he's going to just have it in his in the scabbard there, and then the reins and everything can come off here, and this up here we'll have a small sort of short whip or something like that. So that's that figure, and a little bit of tidying up, and like I say, a little bit of sculpting, and he'll be ready for paint. Well, one of the first things that I ordered was this book. This is by a company called Osprey Publishing. I don't know if it's available in the US, but it's available over here in the UK. American Civil War Armies #1, and goes through the Confederate troops. and it's by Philip Catcher and illustrated by Ronald Volstad. It's in their Man at Arms series, and it's actually quite an interesting book. I mean, obviously I've been online and looked for various photographs and what have you, but this has got a whole range of photographs, some of which I think I did spot online. But it's an interesting thing here, going through the whole sort of history of how the southern states set up their own sort of supply of uniforms and all of that sort of stuff. And then in the center plates there's some of these color plates, including these of this is a lieutenant colonel in the artillery and 2 privates, and cavalry, various different parts of the army, and the sort of uniforms that they'd wear, and it's got a great thing around the different accoutrements that they would have, and all of that sort of thing. And that's the tin drum style canteen, as they call it, single most common southern made items found. And these things about haversacks, war bowls, infantry long arms, rifles, edged weapons like sabres, and all that sort of stuff. So there's a whole raft of things, including this setup of an artillery battery, and it goes through the whole sort of sequence of events, if you like, of how they would set up and fire a battery of cannon. So yeah, it's an interesting book. So I think this will be useful. It's an interesting read, and it'll give me some idea of where I can go with things like uniforms and uniform colours. So that's that book. Well, I just thought what I'd do is I've actually found some timber, well, it's chipboard, to be honest. It's faced chipboard. It's leftover bit from a piece of old furniture, I think. I never chuck anything away. I think this was the side of, I don't know, might have been a wardrobe or something. I've actually cut it in 2, and I've actually got a second one which will do for the stagecoach. But I just thought, while we're at it, I think this is about the right size. I think I'll get everything in here nice, all sorted out. Horses there, obviously still work to do, but it was a quick fit because I found the suitable timber in my workshop, and yeah, so it had to be done. So anyway, onwards to the next bit. Oh, the other book that I got was this one, and it's another one from Osprey, American Civil War Artillery, 1861 to 65, book number 1, by Philip Catcher, and illustrated by Tony Bryan. Yeah, great little books these are. The reason I bought this is, 1, I spotted it, and 2, I was interested to see what the colour schemes were, things like the barrels and stuff like that. I was going by the sort of colours on the kit, and to be honest, I wasn't overly convinced how accurate they were. So I thought I'll try and get some colour pictures, and it's very difficult to get some colour pictures that aren't restored articles. I mean, we have the same problem here in the UK. You know, you go to a museum, you see a vehicle, and you know, it might be 100 years old, this vehicle, but it's been painted probably 20-30 times, so the colour of it isn't particularly accurate. So I wanted to sort of get a better sort of indication of the colour that these might be. and the colour plates in these books are great. I mean, these Osprey books are absolutely brilliant. I mean, this one starts with the sort of general introduction, and then it goes on to things like the organisation of the field artillery and stuff like that. And there's loads and loads of information here, all sorts of ammunition carried in each chest. Great picture there of a limber. And yeah, I mean, it's quite a beaten up thing, but it's very, very close to the one I've got in the kit. But it looks a hell of a lot different. So there's there's quite a few things here that, in all honesty, I should have got this before I started. But hey, we can work around it. It's not a problem. Nothing's a problem in modelling as far as I'm concerned. It's just a way of trying to find a solution. So this has got some really nice colour plates. This is a 12-pounder Napoleon gun. This is pretty much what is in the kit. This type of gun and the limber. So that's a sort of better indication, if you like, of what it was like. And then you've got the 6-pounder field gun carriage. This is slightly more complex. This side of it looks very much like the kit, and that's like, it looks like what's on the kit as well, a 6-pounder gun. So it may well be it's a 6-pounder gun. So you have the battery wagon here as well. It's another thing that they would have over and above the gun and limber, and the battery wagon would be carrying all sorts of things, feed for the horses and all sorts of stuff, and then the layout in the sort of limber box and what it would look like. So I'm not going to go into that detail, I don't think, although having said that, it's very, very tempting to have a go at putting some detail inside the box and then just lifting the lid up, but I don't know. I don't think I'll go that route. But yeah, so this is the second book that I've got to help me with that. To be perfectly honest with you, I think one of the things I'm going to have to look at is the colour schemes, and it may be that I'm going to have to overpaint what I've already done. I'm going to sit and think about that, and try and decide what I'm going to do. I quite like the idea of this sort of beaten up sort of colours and stuff. So I'm going to go away and have a little think, decide what I'm going to do. What I might do is take a break out from the limber and the cannon, and get on with the horses and the bridles and the harnesses and all that sort of stuff, while I decide what to do with these colours. But anyway, that's where I am at the moment with the artillery kit, and I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found that interesting, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.